Defence Minister Richard Marles is in Singapore for a 3-day defence forum, meeting regional counterparts across 30 countries. He's spoken about Australia's commitment to working with partners across the region and confirms there will be no spending cuts to the Defence Department.
We believe that Pacific security challenges need Pacific security solutions, consistent with regional agreements and processes such as the Pacific Island Forum and the BOI Declaration. The new Australian government will also revitalise our historically deep engagement with Southeast Asia. In 1974, Australia became the first dialogue partner of the Association of Southeast Asian Nations under Labor Prime Minister Gough Whitlam. Since then, ASEAN countries have been at the heart of both Australia's security and economic interests and our vision of the Indo-Pacific. Modern Australia is now home to many diaspora communities from Southeast Asia. Indeed, our Foreign Minister, Penny Wong, began her life in Kota Kinabalu in Malaysia. It's why Prime Minister Anthony Albanese's first bilateral international visit was to Indonesia. And it's also why Australia will tighten military ties with Southeast Asia. We will appoint an ASEAN Special Envoy. We are committed to the ASEAN Defence Ministers Meeting Plus framework as the preeminent regional defence forum. And we are committed to working with Southeast Asia to support ASEAN's outlook on the Indo-Pacific. The Australian government will have a renewed focus on climate change. As Prime Minister Albanese said, climate change is not just about the environment. It's about lives. It's about livelihoods. It's about national security. In 2011, I addressed the UN Security Council on the security implications of climate change. I did so with my friend Marcus Stephen, the then President of Nauru. And at the time I spoke about coral atoll nations like the Marshall Islands. Indeed, when one stands on the shores of Majuro, which I have, with nowhere else to go, with the sea on either side of that thin strip of land, one senses the intense vulnerability felt by those living on small islands. The sea, which has long been a source of food, of sustenance and culture, is being transformed into a source of anxiety and threat. Climate change will drive destabilising population movements as people's lives and livelihoods are increasingly at risk. And this in turn will give rise to new security challenges. Our government's approach to climate change demonstrates how seriously we take our place in the world. Our target is a national emissions reduction of 43% by 2030 on the road to net zero by 2050. Gone are the days when Australia neglected climate change as a security issue and treated it as a marginal priority. Australia is back at the table as a responsible, sensible, thoughtful and purposeful actor. Climate change will now factor into Australia's defence planning and defence diplomacy. Under Anthony Albanese, you will also see a change in Australia's tone. It's in the character of Australians to be frank. We will always be forthright in articulating our national interest and in advocating for our region's security. But this government will be respectful, including with countries where we have complex relationships, and that includes China. Australia values a productive relationship with China. China is not going anywhere, and we all need to live together and hopefully prosper together. China remains Australia's largest trading partner. China's economic success is connected to that of our own and the region. So Australia's approach will be anchored in a resolve to safeguard our national interest and our support for regional security and stability based on rules. We will be steady and consistent, looking for avenues of cooperation where they exist, while recognising China's growing power and the manner in which that is reshaping our region.